I put out so raw, you just can't sniff. I got the best O-line, even on goal line, you can't bliss it. You not a hustler, you keep getting in front of, you just can't flip it. You ain't really got a UP Diddy, you be remixing. Oh, where we just got a new Glock, that's a free biscuit. Petty Tupac know what's up, we know on the mill ticket. They probably for your music a little more if you real with it. I get that sniff and put my heel in. You have PlayStation party meetings, I'm about real business. I'm a SCD, I'm here, you don't like it, gotta deal with it. I don't like that, boy, but it's so low, I'ma still get it. If you drink it green lean, take a pill with it. I hope every real nigga doing time get a pill with it. They say real, don't say they real, but I'm a real nigga. I ain't lying, even if I was blind, I wouldn't feel niggas.
What up, though? You already know how I go. Make sure you smash, like, subscribe, comment. I don't care what you comment, as long as you comment, you dig. I'm back here with Crip Jesus for the third time. We're gonna keep going. Yeah, we're gonna keep going.
Politics out there, man. We got to holler.
Crip Jesus. Oh yeah, but one of the homies, he watched from the Fed joint. He like, you should have challenged them more on one topic. So I want to start and go back there real quick. And like I said, it's no offense. It's me from the outside looking in.
For sure.
And I feel the homie when he said it was kind of contradicting when it came to little feet. And I'm echoing a little bit. Is your thing?
Okay, my bad. Yeah.
It was a topic we was talking about. It was about little feet. It was Nipsey wearing his name Little Feet, right? He was wearing the dude
wearing Little Feet t-shirt. Got some
right. But I brought up Tookie Williams doing something to innocent people. No matter if they was kids or not, they was innocent people. And Feets did it. You made it seem like it was a difference.
No, the thing with Tookie, I can't stand on that and say it really happened. There's some people that say he claimed he was innocent.
Did people claim Little Feet was innocent?
No, I'm not talking about people. I'm saying Little Feet and them. I don't know, like whatever. Like that's a big thing. I never said he did or didn't. I'm just saying that was what the controversy was about because the family and the kids and all of that. Now with Tookie, it was supposed to be like some Asian store owners, and it was like a lot of controversy whether he really did it or not or whatever. Because you got to remember back then he was the leader of the whole West Side Crips, and it was more like political. So they was kind of connected to they was looking at them as like the second generation of the Panthers. So remember Schwarzenegger killed them and all that. So it was just a whole different energy with him. He's more like a political figure, whereas Little Fee is more like looked up on. As far as the community, I'm not here to speak for neither one of them. I'm saying how the community views them, which falls into how the court sees it or how the media perceives it. So as far as his t-shirt, it's because even Little Fee's the one stabbed Tookie. He's not seen as a figure of unity or peace or you know what I'm saying. So it's controversial for him to wear the shirt because Fee has always been seen just as you know what I mean, like you know, what we all love so much about the streets and all that, like a monster, a beast. You know what I'm saying?
You avoid the question.
What's the question? Just tell me directly.
Directly. Feast killed some innocent people. Tookie did. You remember Melvin Farmer went on Vlad said he was like, well, Tookie didn't kill them too, but he did kill somebody else in the robbery. But regardless of that, but
see what I'm saying? So even I'm not even Melvin Farmer. I'm not nowhere near deep as or old as him. And I'm telling you, just from my fourth, fifth generation, whatever experience, that I was told that it was never verified that he did that. That because of what was going on politically with him, they was looking for a reason to snatch him up anyway.
Right.
And then with the 6-0 thing, I can't stamp that or not stamp it, but it was presented to us as if like, yeah, nigga, now what? Yeah. Like you get what I'm saying? Was it presented like, oh, it was more like a strike. So you got just some people who look at it different ways, you know what I mean? I feel like for me, just coming from my background, Lil Fee name always stood out to me for him stabbing Tookie. So you have Crips that feel a certain way about him too, you feel what I'm saying?
I asked you this question kind of last time, but I really didn't elaborate on it. So it was a situation here in Michigan Department of Corrections, and I've seen it a few times dealing with the few Crips I've been around.
But not to be a weirdo to double back, to give you a definitive answer, killing innocent people is not part of the script. That you're looking for. Like that's not part of the script. That's not considered. But I will say this because I'm Crip Jesus and like I'm wearing, get your merch. Crips need Jesus too. The Blue Bible. I didn't put this together because no reason. Niggas is killing innocent people, and I'm not gonna just single out LA. You hear it all through the rap music. I don't care if a nigga bang or not. double back, hit your block. You look like you're supposed to get hits, right? So, you know what I mean? I can even remember when I was thirsty to, I gotta do something to prove myself. I might fuck around, and I ain't saying I did, but you get what I'm saying? My finger was itching. So you got people out here because this lifestyle has become so sadistic and twisted. It's even deeper than just killing. Because you know what? I'm glad you asked that. And I don't want to stop the next question, but I'm just getting that stream of consciousness now. Because it's just like with pimping, bro. Now, by the time Crippin got exported, that was kind of part of it, like Snoop Dogg. That wasn't part of Crippin when I was growing up. We used to rob the pimps. Niggas did not respect that. We saw it as protecting. Remember, I told you it was more family oriented at first. So who the fuck would pimp they mama, sister, or homegirl, right? So it used to be like, you used to see, when I was growing up, you see pictures of niggas, grandma with an orange rag on, throwing up Hoover, or nigga, you feel what I'm saying? Nigga mama living in the hood, chucking up the end. Niggas wasn't into, like, for me, I'm not the, I don't know, but I'm pretty, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The first, and I was just talking about this with the homie from 6-0. The first pimp Crip for real, a lot of niggas gonna claim that, but the first pimp Crip that I experienced for real, not Sugar Free, even though Sugar Free's from Trey 57 and Pomona and all that. I'm talking about.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Sugar Free's a Crip from Trey 57 in Pomona. Yep.
Oh wow.
It's a lot of people.
I thought he was from the Bay the way he be talking.
Exactly. Yeah. Nah. He from Pomona, which is in LA County. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Now,
he beat the Bay niggas though too. So it's a proper like if you was to analyze it, like okay, but nah, yeah, he from down here.
My next,
if you remember, DJ Quick, the one that really put him out there.
I didn't know nothing about it. My next question was, I had a couple encounters with Chris while I seen the situation. Then one of the big homies from the Feds on the Crip tip, he said, y'all younger generations, y'all give Tookie too much praise. Y'all make him seem like he started Crip, and y'all kind of defecate on Raymond Washington. And when I think about it, all people do is talk about Tookie and never really Raymond. Is it because maybe he lived a short life? Maybe he didn't put in work like that? Why these young guys disrespect him and leave him like he wasn't a part of the history?
No, they don't disrespect him. They don't disrespect. I've never heard. I've been doing this. I've been in LA all my life. I've never heard nobody say F Raymond Washington, nothing like that. It's the media, bro. Tookie was the one that was on TV. Tookie was the one that was the bodybuilder. Tookie, you gotta remember that. This is why the Blue Bible is so important. Because the Blue Bible, I keep talking about Raymond Washington connecting with the Washita and all of that. I bring it to more science, and I bring all of that in to let people know that we are missing that. And you know what? I agree with what you said. Let me read this little part. I say it right here. Growing up on the west side of Los Angeles, I was never taught that I was a guy by anyone. Even as a Crip, I was never taught about Raymond Washington. He created Crip in 1969. He was murdered in 1979. So it's only 10 years. This is part of the reasons why. You feel what I'm saying? Tookie was around all that time after. Tookie just got executed in 2000s. For years, I believe this is me speaking. For years, I believed the world's first Crip was a man named Stanley Tookie Williams. I still remember rioting in Sylmore Juvenile Hall when the state of California executed Tookie in 2005. So let me break this down for you. I think I do got a good answer for you now. The difference between the West and out there is we don't do the knowledge in the books and all that. You know, they be like, this is your lit. We don't got that out here. That's a myth. Like when y'all be out there talking about this Crip lit, this blood lit, that's a lie. There's no disrespect to nobody, but it's a blatant lie.
Oh, just
it's a blatant lie. It's a blatant lie. And I'll say it on this camera a million times. There was never no blood lit, Crip lit. Now, what we do have, why niggas need their Blue Bible is, what we do have is BL, which is bloodline, which is like equivalent to a secret society. They call it prison gang, but you can still be part of it when you get released. So it's really a secret society. BL, UBN, which is the most popular one because the rappers started getting into that one. I talk about that in the Blue Bible, how my brother Tiny Hangout from Pasadena Devil Lanes was coming to my cell showing me pictures of like Young Thug and all these different rappers and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I could look at it like, oh, it's fake. But when I realized when he was showing me that was, no, they're really doing this. Like, they're really going to around the country and initiating, you know what I mean? Even niggas with bags and all of that. Lil Wayne, all that shit was real. Not real like he went to somebody's backyard and got put on and started driving around, but they really have some type of system where they're initiating these type of people into a whole different society involved with them. So the Crips had that first. What happened was the first form of the black, so-called prison gang, secret society, whatever, BGF. That was the Black Panthers like prison division in California. So that's where the whole speaking Swahili came from. We wasn't calling ourselves no Kiwis on the street or Damus on the street.
I hear people rap about that. What does Kiwi mean?
Kiwi is Crip and Swahili. So basically, now hold on. Let me break this down because I know you're thinking, what the fuck, Crip and Swahili? There was no Crips in Africa. So what happened was Kiwi 2 is how you say crippled. So they just took the last syllable off the same way you would take po off a cripple.
That is
deep, huh?
I guarantee you a lot of Crips probably wouldn't even know that. That's crazy.
Nah, hell no. This is that high level shit. And then for the Damus, once the blood start, okay, because everything is real. So the first Crip that hit prison, Raymond Washington, they tried to murder him. I don't know why they keep spreading all these stories about us and the Black Panthers was one. This is a way for them to justify the pimping, the killing, all that weird shit they be doing, try to make it like it's in the name of the Black Panthers. No. What happened was, even Danifu Kareem Bey, who wrote our Constitution in 72, which I talk about in here, I talk about how that was 2 years later. You see what I'm saying? Like, we had already started and we was already like fighting and killing each other as Crips. So he came with a constitution to stop that. Like, no, y'all niggas tripping on each other. Y'all tripping on everybody. Hold on. And it just, got watered down, died down along with that, because you got Raymond Washington gets locked up in 74. That's when the Bloods Coalition really kicks off. Because Raymond Washington wasn't trying to make division. Maybe he was trying to unite everybody. So once he was out the picture, they could super divide it. You feel me? Now talk about how Tookie and them, I'm glad I'm up here with you too. We can get to some Islam. Tookie and them, what they don't want to talk about is that they was really going against more science. How about that? Because T. Rogers came, see, I don't want to talk about this. They would always make it, boogie, boogie, get your dance on, Crip walk. Nah, this shit was deep, bro. Shout out to Chief Malik, free Chief Malik. Chief Malik, probably the only Crip you gonna hear say some shit like that. Chief Malik sent T. Rogers. Well, let me calm down. I ain't gonna say he sent, but he for sure got the sanction from Chief Malik to start a chapter in LA. They became Bloods later. They actually helped form Bloods. So what happened was they recruited LA Brims. LA Brims was already around. Like I said, everything's real. So the LA Brims was not Bloods. They were some niggas that wore Brims, that had fly cars, got women who wow. When they recruited them in to the BPS fold, they start teaching them, the Montu martial arts, the Morris stuff. They paying the money. They traveling. They probably going to Chicago, tapping in. They doing their shit. This is around the time, when he tapped in with Gaddafi. This is historical shit, bro, that they don't want to connect to LA, because then it lets us know that us as a people, gang or not, bro, you know where the wars really came from, bro? From us trying to decide who gonna get the final word for us to run it as one. It really was like a righteous cause at first. You feel me? It was a power struggle.
Is this? I'm gonna stick to this because this is literature. But look, while it's on my mind, let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
Did power struggles, internal beef destroy y'all, or was it crack in the CIA?
Crack in the CIA.
Damn.
My mama smoked crack. My brother owned crystal right there. This shit's still going on. I just saw my niece. I just saw her on soft white underbelly bragging about being a hoe and all that. My mama don't come from that type of lifestyle, but once them drugs got in, anything goes. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch full blocks fall apart from just one person getting high. All it takes is one mama to get high, and everybody can go kick it at her house and do everything that we can't do in the other houses. That's all it takes to turn the whole block out.
That's crazy.
And I'm gonna tell you why it's so bad. Crack affected all of us, but the reason why I feel it had a peculiar effect on LA is because everybody knows about the Freeway Rick and the Waterhead Bow and how they kind of started off here with the whole experimentation of how they was gonna do it. Even Richard Siegel, the white boy who said they was testing the crack on monkeys and all that at UCLA. They used LA as like a starting ground. And to prove it to you, hey, this is where Hollywood at? This shit's all a movie, bro. They put the whole shit together. We're gonna have a nigga standing here like this. We're gonna have Marlon Wayans be the fake old dog for drinking your juice in the hood. Like, all that shit was like mapped out. Because they came with the crack and the gangster movies in the late 80s. That's when Colors and all that came out.
Yeah. Now back to what you said. You was like all that literature and stuff. Y'all didn't do that on the West Coast. But let me just ask this though. If I come out to LA and I meet you and I say I'm 40's Crip, do you be like, okay, what your 3 C's stand for? Who the founder? What year? What block? Do y'all do any of that to verify?
I'm so glad you said that. So the reason why, because I'm gonna just go back to the first question you asked. We do not defecate, Raymond. We do not shield none of that. We don't. A lot of us don't even study that because we don't do lit. I'm gonna put it like this, bro. I'm gonna put it like this, huh?
How you know if I'm a real Crip?
I don't care if you real. I don't care. Crips be for Crips. I don't care if you real Crip. Who are you to me? See what I'm saying? You could be a real Crip. That's cool, and you gotta remember you in Mecca. That's like going to Mecca saying I'm a Muslim, bro. You think a nigga give a fuck?
That's a good point.
He gonna want to know what tribe you part of, and then when he go to that tribe is probably a whole city. So you gonna want to know who you up under directly, and then he still ain't gonna care. He gonna be okay. That's where you go. Get up out my face. So you know what I mean? When you come out here, nobody care that you a Crip. Matter of fact, you want to be really real sad as it may say, coming out here saying I'm a Crip may get you hurt because Crips beef with other Crips and Bloods and Hoovers and all that. So unless you like a gangster Crip, that don't even mean that, but they get along with more hoods than like a neighborhood Crip, like the ones that we've been discussing a lot. Shit, nigga. You better be tapped in with your homies, because if you come out here just freelancing, woo, that don't mean nothing. It ain't. But the point is, my bad. Stop hopping all around. Ain't nobody finna ask you that. I've never been asked that in my life. I'm gonna tell you how the questioning go. Hey, where you from? I'm from. Woo. Okay. Like I don't know you. I ain't never seen you. Who you up under? Who is you, cuz? That's how it's gonna go. Dead homies. It ain't gonna. You gonna wish it was a 3C founder and all that. Nigga don't give a fuck if you know all of that. He gonna be like, a nigga might get mad if you start saying some shit like that. Like, nigga, I'm a Crip. I know the founder. The nigga gonna be like, what the, huh? Because that's like a nigga saying I'm Italian. I know who found Italy. Ain't nobody gonna be like, oh, okay, you're an Italian. You know all the information. Yeah. Like, no.
That's
so
that's that thing. I mean, East Coast, Midwest thing. Okay.
But bro, but check it out though. I've been on the East Coast. I've been in the Midwest. Even out there, bro, it's like I feel like they was just doing that because it's a different direction. Like when you go to the East, it comes from the prison to the street, it seems like.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Exactly. That what you just said.
So in that way, I get it. And it may be weird coming from an LA nigga saying I get it because we always, nah, that ain't how it go. But that's why I'm Crip Jesus, nigga. I'm one of the few niggas that I got locked up on the East Coast and all that, bro. So I really kind of get it. You feel what I'm saying? So when I seen how it goes from the jail to the street, it made sense to me then. They're not expecting you to be born into this. They're expecting you to learn it, pick it up, and know your shit. Out here is expected like, nigga, who your uncle or who put you on? There we go. That's the question that's gonna break it all the way down. Once we done saying I don't know you and fighting you a couple times and all that, we still gonna ask you who put you on.
In y'all county jails, I be hearing the stories about like, oh, you come to a rock, where you from? You got to line up 3-4 phase. Is that true?
Yes. You gotta fight all your enemies.
Wait. I'm 40's Crip. I'm
so
coming.
That means the number could vary. It could be 8 niggas. It could be 1 nigga. You could turn it down. I don't know how that's gonna turn out for you, but you gotta fight your enemies.
But look. I'm 40's Crip. I come in. I'm not saying y'all beef with them, but I'm 40's Crip. I come in an 8-tray dorm, and let's just say we beefing. They gonna come to me and tell me I gotta fight 3, 4, 5 people in a row?
Yes. They're not gonna just come and tell you you're gonna do it, or you're gonna be a buster.
Do you get breaks in between, like 5-10 minutes?
No, you gotta fight. You gotta remember though, bro. Before we just make it like, oh, they torturing niggas in the county. Remember, we get put-ons. So the whole point of this is training you for that the whole time.
But I'm saying, man, I can't fight folk dudes back to back. It's like, now basically,
yes, you can fight 4 or 5 at once. Yes, you can. Once that energy kick in, once they try to attack your ass.
So what if I come in and I say I don't gangbang? I'm from Michigan. Would they give me a pass?
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't gangbang. You ain't got no enemies. But I mean, that don't mean you ain't gonna get into it with nobody or nothing. Like, you know what I mean? They even got some shit now. I wasn't there for this. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not no county expert. Like, I'm one of them dudes that got sentenced as a young age and they already tried me as an adult. So I spent like a week in the county just to catch the chain. Now I've been to the county one time since I've been out. It was a couple of days I bailed right out. But I can say this though, that even for the little week I was in the county, that gang banging is like the first thing. You kind of get what I'm saying? So you're going to catch them fades immediately. Now, everything else is just going to be based on like how niggas talk, how they move, how it is, how it's just horrible up in that LA County. Don't get confused. It ain't the whole county like that. That's one county. It's LA County. Like how New York, you keep hearing about Rikers Island, ain't the whole New York State. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like in Michigan. Wayne County. I hear about that motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? But it ain't like you hearing about the whole Michigan. You feel what I'm saying? But this is what it is, bro. When we get put on, we fight in a group. Then when we go to juvenile hall, that's kind of how it is. You fight all your enemies in juvenile hall. As crazy as it may sound, you fight all your enemies in juvenile hall. In county, it's like a break. Like, okay, we fighting just this many or that many, but it's bad because you're grown. It's ugly, and you're probably gonna fight some more after that. But I say all of that to say, I heard now they got some shit called tuna, Friday night tuna nights, turned up non-affiliate. So it's like even if you don't bang, they got like shit where they fighting or something. I don't know. That shit crazy. I don't know about that one. But
I mean, you can't, like, when you get an intake and they ask you all them questions, you can't just say, hey, look, I'm 40's Crip, and they send you to the right dorm.
It ain't like that though. What, they got a dorm just for the 40s? Like, it ain't gonna never be like that, because it's just like the whole LA is gangs, bro. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I know, because it's like out the way it became on TV. I mean, fuck TV. The way it is now, it's so big, right? Because you could be from 40's Crip, you may live in the valley, here, there, wherever. But if you take the gang mentality that we put on it and just look at it for what it is, it's really just a fucked up ass city. Because you're telling me that, think about what I'm trying to say to you, bro. The cop don't know about 40's Crip, XL, they neighborhood, they this, that. They may know about it if they study it. But at the end of the day, they just looking at a bunch of niggas that don't like each other. I came in, so it ain't really like, no, okay, 40s go here, 30s. They've tried that before, like, okay, the Crips get along, the Bloods get along. But it's like, we had a Crip dorm before in the county, and guess what happened? The Crips started raping each other in that motherfucker.
Rape?
Yeah, because you had this is like the Hoover.
Wait, hold on, you said rape?
It got that bad at a point.
RAPE?
When you hearing them stories, they not made up, bro. Yeah.
Oh, I just didn't think Crips would allow that.
Don't drop the soul, but no, they don't, bro. You're right. Let me explain that. You're right. I went a little hard. Okay, look, that's what I'm saying is this, bro. That's not allowed. But you gotta ask yourself this, and I tell niggas this all the time. When is a rule made, bro? When something happens, right? Somebody had to do that enough times for us to make that a rule. See what I'm saying? So back in BGF era, they made a rule to stop the rape shit because niggas was like Marilyn Manson and all them niggas. Oh, Marilyn Manson, that's a rock and roll star. What's that dude name? Charles Manson was getting touched up in that thing. You feel what I'm saying? All these dudes was getting ran through. So that became the BGF rule. Now what happened was that's in prison. So at some point, I wasn't there, but at some point, you feel what I'm saying? I don't know if it was the late 70s or 80s, at some point, probably even the 90s, at some point when they divided it to the Crip and Blood module, the Crip module, all the Crip beef started making their way to the Crip module. You see what I'm saying now? Like, it kept getting worse and worse and worse because the majority of the city was Crip. So if you get what I'm saying, like, the real reason was because the Bloods were short, bro. The Bloods get into each other now. So it's never about love and unity. It's like gangs are gangs. And the LA attitude is the LA attitude. Niggas get into each other. So Crips were so deep at that point, it just started turning into Crip beefs along with the Blood stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So the Blood dorm, I don't know what was going on in there. I guarantee you it wasn't nice or nothing. Like, it was pretty, I'm pretty sure it was cracking over there too. But the Crip dorm, the reason I brought that R word up is it eventually got that goddamn bad. That I've heard stories of that happen. Niggas getting tied up and all type of shit.
Can you explain again the difference between moving, grooving, hooving?
No, moving, grooving, swooping.
Okay.
It's a MSG moving. No, MGS. It's this came about, I want to say like 10, 15 years ago. It was the Gangsters, Bloods, and Hoovers against specifically like the A-Trays, A-Tray Hoovers and Inglewood families, like just ones that like super had an intense beef with neighborhoods to where that's like you gotta look at it like this. Like, I know how it's supposed to go. Okay, we beef with y'all beef with that. But what happened is when there's an actual beef, like, you gotta get what I'm saying. Like, yeah, we beef with y'all, but we don't see you every day. It ain't going there. When there's an actual war going on, and 2 or 3 hoods got this war going on with the same hood, this happens. This is not the only time this happened. It's just the first time it happened where it was like a full line, if you get what I'm saying. Like you had shit like apples, grapes, and oranges, where it was like the bounty hunters, the grapes, and the hoovers, shit like that, where it was like certain hoods. But this is the first time it was like, remember, moving is all gangsters. It ain't just they trade. You know what I'm saying? Swooping is all the blood. It ain't just so it got so bad with that shit that they had certain bloods had to be like, nah, we ain't with that. Hold on, we don't like the hoovers. Or you know what I'm saying? Certain gangsters had to be like, nah, we ain't with that shit. We fuck with the, like, you know what I mean? But it got there, and I'm gonna tell you something. Real talk. I seen it coming because when I was in juvenile hall, they started splitting us up like that. Like how you were saying, like the fighting was getting so intense that they started putting all neighborhood Crips and their allies on one side, and then all like the Hoovers and their allies on one side. It wasn't even about the Crip blood divide anymore.
To even know that, they would have to have some intel, huh?
To be real with you, when I saw that happen in juvenile hall, it wasn't from intel. It was because the fights, like whenever they would put certain people on certain sides, they'd be getting jumped and shit. You feel what I'm saying? They'd be like, damn. Like, so they start just seeing, like, okay, we notice everybody that came through here with Hoover, when you go on this side, it goes real, real bad. If we go on this side, you may fight one or two people and it's cool. Like, you get what I'm saying? So they just started naturally dividing it up like that.
Man, that's crazy. Are you comfortable walking around with like Crip Jesus on you and stuff like that?
I mean, I gotta be comfortable. Look, I do it. I wear this shit outside, baby.
You don't ever worry about like shit. You might have to stop at a Hawthorne gas station because I seen a video where dude, just Hawthorne Pyro, nigga.
I could literally check out my YouTube, y'all. Shameless plug, but I could literally show you footage of me everywhere, even in the country, like areas where it's. Hey, bro, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not Mr. Tough Guy. I'm not saying I'm the buffest Tookie and none of that. I really come in, you know, a la energy, bro. I did 14 years in California prisons. I don't got a scratch on me from it. A tooth missing, none of that. It ain't because I'm the toughest. It ain't because I'm Mr. Stab him up. You feel what I'm saying? I think for me, my life and how it's went, my message really is that all this stuff is real. It's not a fantasy. It's not like, you kind of saying like you wear the blue, somebody's going to get you. A lot of this stuff has to deal with the energy we put on this. A lot of times we may see a blue rag and say, oh, y'all out there killing over colors. I hate when they say that, bro, because it's not true. Them dudes that's wearing that red and that blue, they killed each other's family members and shit. They're killing over real beefs. They may be wearing this or that to represent, to look fly. You get what I'm saying? So I say that to say, when I'm rolling around like this, a lot of people know like what type of time I'm on and who I am and what I'm doing. They, you know what I mean? And they're not really tripping. I mean, the shit does say Crips need Jesus too. You know what I mean? They may laugh or something. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Even when I don't got it saying that though, I be having my blue rags and different shit. I don't know, bro. I think it's this. I think I'm so deeply ingrained to that shit that I just kind of have a natural respect I give to even when I'm around Bloods and stuff. I don't know, like for example, remember I told you last time I was living in the Hoovers. Them niggas knew who I was. You feel what I'm saying? But guess what? I remember my nigga Dragon pulled up on me from 107 Hoover. He was in the pen with me. Now let's be real, Petty. If I was in the pen like, cuz, cry, when I get out of here, I'm gonna be on your homie. He would have saw me being happy to score on me. You know what I was doing in prison when I was around Dragon and all that? I was getting money. You feel me? I didn't got money with him. You got money. You feel what I'm saying? I was getting money. And what you'll see is this. If it really, damn, hold on, let me close the door. If it really was that horrible, these hoods wouldn't even be standing no more. Think about it. If the A trays who were right up the street from the 6-0s were really just like, let's kill all of them. And the 6-0 like, let's kill all of them. It would just be an all-out bloody war. So this is the big secret. That's why I say this nigga asks the right questions. You know what to ask him, bro. This is what I really want to say. People look at the gangs backwards. You know what they're really supposed to be for? They're supposed to be to keep shit at bay. You feel what I'm saying? It's supposed to be like a respect factor, like how it is in prison. Like, y'all the Bloods, y'all over there. We the Crips, we over here. You know, your homie did some shit, one of my homegirls. We're going to come and talk. You know, we had beef in the past. Like, you know, you represent this side, I represent that side. So let's talk about it. Like, because you got to look at it like this, bro. Behind the facade of me wearing this and the Blood wearing that, that's that. Nigga, we all in LA for 3-4 generations. Most of us are related to each other, bro. Let's be really real. It's a lot of Hoovers that got neighborhood cousins and brothers and sisters. It's a lot of neighborhoods got, you know what I'm saying? It's not like how it used to be before, where it's, the family ties have blended up now. Matter of fact, remember my homie X4 went on No Jumper and said his dad was from Hoover, some shit, shot his mom. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's different now. So it's really political. Like the Hoovers is over there. They did shit to us. We did shit to them. So it's kind of like y'all over here, we over here. It's a structure. Because when you go to places like the Bay Area, nigga, the Bay Area is vicious because they don't have gangs. Let me say, that don't make no sense. Yeah, because they got that same crazy ass California mind frame with no political gang structure. Just every block for itself. Man, them niggas be going ham up there. It's always over in Oakland, in Vallejo, and all that. Ain't no big homie to come say, all right, we ain't doing this or we ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Do Crips still outnumber Bloods heavy, like 5-1?
Hell yeah, in California, but not out on the East Coast, like in New York and shit. They outnumber.
Let me ask this: here, the Bloods are comfortable even around Crips because they got the numbers. Let's just say it's 2 Crips on the yard, it's 60 Bloods, so they comfortable saying the S word, right? The blob word. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You saying the Crips are comfortable saying that?
No, hell no, fuck no. The Bloods, because they the deepest. They the 60 balls, 50 on the yard, and
why would they? But you're not saying they diss themselves. Why would they? Okay.
It'd be 60 Bloods on the yard. It'd be 2 Crips. Oh yeah, I did say it. Messed up. Bloods feel comfortable
saying they saying dissing us. Okay, I got you. Yeah,
they saying the C rap.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
right. Is it vice versa out there? Are Crips comfortable?
Hell no. You know what's crazy? I don't even hear that word out here. You know what's crazy about it? That shit is so like old school and has been so much deaths and crazy shit behind it. When I hear that, it's usually like a nigga mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like. I know what you mean. Like, you might hear that in regular conversation out there or something. Nah. And let me say this though. And let me say this too though. Let me be real. I'm not a Blood, and I have noticed that Bloods seem to cling to that CK anti-Crip shit real tough. We don't have that with the Crips because we're in Cali. We were first, so we don't really replace all our. You don't really hear C's putting a C on everything. You don't hear Crips trying to put a C on everything. My crades and you know what I mean. Give me some taco sale and you know what I'm saying. Like you don't hear Crips doing that. That's like weird to us because we outnumber them and we've been around. Their whole thing is really because like I explained in the Blue Bible, the first Crips called each other Blood. You feel what I'm saying? Bloods is kind of like. It's weird, bro. So they want to give us a story where it's like Bloods are not first and Bloods came second because they want to make it all about gang banging and warring. But if you look at it from a California, LA cultural standpoint, we were already calling each other Blood before there was Crips. The first Crips would be like, what up, Blood? What up, young Blood? So the Blood drama was really about the Crips exploding and they felt like y'all doing too much to us or us real, you know what I mean? Us regular black folks that's just our hoods and you feel what I'm saying? They hoods was like, for example, when you look at the Green Jackets in the Nickersons, or you look at the Chain Gang that became the Inglewood Families later, these were hoods and gangs that already existed, that already said blood to each other. You see what I'm saying? They just wasn't saying, let's be CK. Let's replace all our C's with B's and we're the red rag. That came to go against the Crips and what they had going on. So a lot of their identity is based on the conflict with the Crips, as far as that's why you might hear them replacing every C, saying the Brad, and just they so extra out with they anti-Cripness, which is funny to me because you come out here, bro, they super fuck with us. It's hilarious. But what I want to say is this though. Crips don't push that as much. Crips do say that word, the word dissing them and all that, but Crips are not worried about that as much because we beef with each other intensely. So it's like a lot of, you know what I mean? You might hear like, you go around some neighborhoods, you're going to hear them dissing, they rival Crip hoods more than you're going to hear them dissing the B. You're going to hear them dissing the T, dissing the H, and dissing, you get what I'm saying? Like they're going to be dissing they rival Crip hoods. Like, okay, for example, I don't even got to keep saying it. You seen No Jumper, Crip Mac? He going to spend more time talking about them Hoovers and everybody Crip that he don't like. You don't never hear him diss the Bloods. He say, what's up, Damu? And I ain't gonna lie, I don't like that shit because he be like, Damu. I'm like, bro, that's giving them too much respect. We're not calling them by the Swahili name and all that, my nigga. Let them talk to each other like that. What the fuck is that? I never want them to know Blood like, what's up with my nigga Damu? Like that shit weird as hell to me. Like, and I'm Crip Jesus, I'm down. But to me, that's just like, that's too much. That's like pandering and peddling. Like that's too much to me.
You know what I noticed? And a lot of the Blood literature out here, I heard, you know, because I might be around the Blood and somebody might come up and be like, spit your ball, and, you know, he'll start spitting his literature. Oh, damn near everyone I heard in their literature or their little oath or whatever, it says we were established to combat the oppression of the C word. So basically, they felt bullied even from the West Coast to out here, or at least the mindset that they teach is that y'all bullied them for so long.
That's a lie. The Bloods in New York started because they was getting into it with the Puerto Ricans, and I'll challenge any nigga. You could bring me up here. We could do
What
a
about
debate.
out there? What about out there though? Was y'all bullying at first?
That's the story. So I know it's going to be people that want to debate me and all that. But like I said in the Blue Bible, I saw that in documentaries. I never heard of that. When I grew up, the Bloods was with the business. They kind of come with this old victim story. Get that shit, the bullshit, the fuck out of here, bro. Sylvester Scott Puddin'. You know what that is? One of the first Perus. That nigga's a goddamn murderer. That nigga wasn't no punk. That nigga wasn't no victim. The hell, nigga, these niggas is capping. Get that story out of here. Now, I will admit, because it's not fake. When the Crips started up, we was killing each other already. We was fighting and shooting at each other already. So there was Puddin', him, Little Country, they call him Buntry. I think did he get stabbed to death or some shit? Like there was in the midst of the Crip upcoming, from 69 on to the early 70s, there was they weren't Bloods yet though. You see what I'm saying? That's why the story is hard to really explain how they're trying to make it some gang shit. Like we're the Bloods and we're here and they're the Crips and they're over there and they bully us. Y'all didn't even exist yet. How can we bully y'all? How can we bully some niggas that don't exist? There was no Bloods yet. We were the Bloods at that point. If that's the case, we called each other Blood. There was businessmen, there was Slauson Boys, there was Gladiators, there was the Mad Bird Gang that became Swans later. I could name these things to you. All these organizations existed. And the problem was Crip came through tripping on itself as well. It wasn't just about them. So they were, let me say it like this, because I think I very articulated very well right here. Let me go to page where I want to go right here. Because my thing is this, bro. They came from a power struggle. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, here we go. Let's get to the Stones. This is the part of the story that's left out. And I'm so glad I got to come to your channel to put this out there. I ain't never even got to talk about this. I ain't even talked about this on my channel yet. So, when T. Rogers, so it has to do with the Morris Science Note. When T. Rogers first arrived in Los Angeles, there was no Blood Crip Civil War. The first gang they recruited into the Stones Nation was the LA Brims. Together, they formed the Jungle Stone Brims and the City Stone Brims. This is why Tookie name is so hot. Now you're going to see why the West Side is so popular. You got because you hear about the East Side, you hear a lot about the Paru story, right? This was a direct threat to Tookie Williams and the West Side Crips. Tension with the Brims already existed. So they already used to be getting to it with the Brims over power struggle because they didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, submit to the Crips and this new thing going on. And you know what I mean? Because remember, I know how you may sound. Oh, join Crip. That's not how it was. Crip did not mean community revolution in progress. I don't care what they lit say. No disrespect to nobody. It means I sat down with the Moors. I talked to the nigga that made the Constitution. It meant community revolutionary inter-party services, meaning that each hood got its own representative. Each hood got its own representative. Each hood. So it was no Blood Crip divide. Each person was supposed to. It's just certain groups refused to join.
This is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal breakdown, dog. My bad. This is a phenomenal breakdown. This is some shit. The homies.
This is high level. So each hood got their own representative. So you had certain organizations that didn't even want to come to the table to even speak with us. Like we would meet up at these parks. You know what I'm saying? Had these meetings. Because think about it, this when it's first starting. So it ain't even like everybody's a Crip. If that makes sense. Like a Crip was a special thing. You was a nigga in your hood that dressed up every day and protected all the women and had all the girlfriends. You was that nigga, the bodybuilder, one earring, big chest nigga. Wasn't no skinny Crips back then. You get slapped. Get your bitch ass out of here. Like it was about being the protector of the hood. It was not a dishonorable thing yet. They was trying to replicate what they saw the Panthers doing. Like, nigga, we about to have our guns. We watching out for these crackers. We own our shit. Because remember they still had let me tell you some real shit, bro. We, not the Crips, but Bunchy Carter and them, the Panthers that was in LA, that influenced the Crips, they started Well, I gotta say, really, I gotta give it up to Huey P. Newton and them. But remember, they started the whole breakfast free food thing. So this is after that. This is all the same kids that was coming getting free breakfast. They ain't got no food no more. All the same kids that was not having to steal because they bunchy carded in was grouping them up and giving them knowledge and help. They ain't got that no more. It's the same exact thing that was going on in where? New York with who? The 5%ers. They was all gangbangers. You don't want to admit this. They gonna try because now they try to be a fake ass religion. And please air this for them niggas too. So now they want to be a fake ass religion and act like, oh, the father, I walk with the father. No, the whole New York was gang banging when the father walked out the temple number 7 with Malcolm X and them and said, "What the fuck is we up in here teaching all the nice niggas for? Let me go out to these gang bangers and teach them. I want a jive percenter to come up here and argue with me about that shit. You know why they jealous? Because I'm Father Allah reincarnated. I'm doing what he did. And they ain't doing shit but sitting around saying, peace, God. Let me teach a nerd that ain't gonna do nothing. That nigga like these clips to go.
Yeah, I ain't too much editing my reactions up.
But look, I'm just keeping it 1,000. So when he came out and was teaching the gang members, and trust me, you're gonna like where I'm going with this. When he was teaching the gangs and they used the knowledge to unite, similar to what Crip was. Niggas was united, dressed in a certain way, speaking, coming out the prison with the knowledge and all of that, buff and ready. All the girl, oh girl, my homie, Crip. That shit, once the crack, this is a perfect conversation. Once the crack and the guns came, it turned the same organizations. And if you don't believe me, go watch interviews with Freeway Rick. He said the Crips and the Bloods used to hang together. So if what I'm saying is a lie, how'd the Crips and Bloods hang together? And no disrespect to nobody's lit. But if your lit is 100% true, that they were always against it, how was we hanging together? I got Bloods in my family. So niggas got to understand how this really work out here. It's a family thing for us. So what happened was, once the crack in the guns came, according to Freeway Rick and according to even some of my homies, it was actually cool for a second because everybody was getting money. And then the drug war element came into the already gang element and just made it a whole new thing. Because nigga, y'all just shot my homie up with an AK. Y'all just drove down the block and shot up all the grown, shot my grandma's house and shit. So now it's like, ain't no stopping them type of beefs. You feel me? Now, why don't I bring up the 5% and say, you're going to love how I tie this in? Nigga, that's the same exact thing happened to them, but they keep trying to judge me for being Crip Jesus. Nigga, the 5%ers in the 70s was the hottest niggas on planet Earth. That's how hip-hop came to be. They were standing in ciphers with afros, spitting and all of that. By the 80s, what was they doing? Peace, God, where the understanding bricks at. Selling dope with mathematics. Right? So now that I come back 30 years later and say, hey, we got to reset all of this. Hey, check this out. The same year Crip started was the same year Father Allah was returned to the essence, 69. That's the same year Gaddafi took the power in Libya. There ain't no coincidence, nigga. Crip Jesus here to tie it all together. You understand what I'm talking about? So the Crips can't get that part of it because they don't want to deal with Gaddafi and Chief Malik and all that because that got something to do with the Bloods. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Chicago don't want to hear none of this because that's LA. We don't deal with them all. Even though half of y'all history is in our city. It's a chapter out here. They don't want to talk about it. The Moors, we're in Chicago. Got nothing to do with that. We don't recognize Jeff Fort. How you ain't gonna recognize Jeff Fort? And no disrespect to none of the Moors, but he the only one got connections with Gaddafi and all that. You niggas ain't do nothing. I don't care about your outfit. That nigga was the only one that took it to that level. That's why he's still doing life right now. Miss me with the and any more not mentioning him, I don't even respect. That's why I was so glad when I found out the temple I messed with. They under Kinu Omar Bey. He's a Supreme Grand Sheik out there. Supposedly, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they say he was taught by Jeff Ford himself. He got a copy of the Blue Bible. Kinu Omar Bey.
That's accurate what you just said. Jeff Ford did take it to another level, and he the only reason really like people kind of interested in the field. If you get some, let me ask you this: Let me say this too. Me being a West Coast Crip, and I keep using the word Crip, blood Crip, whatever. Me being a West Coast nigga that chose to throw his life away in the gangs, the only way I would ever even be on this phone call with you, because remember we first started talking on some Islamic tip before we even got to this, is because of Jeff Fort making that part of the gang world. Nigga, I was in a cell with a Crip when I heard about that.
we was reading a book. Look, we was reading some shit from Wikipedia, like, oh, Moors, woo, woo. And they had a part in the description of Moors from Africa talking about the MSTA and Jeff Fort. And it said El Rukin. That nigga hopped out of his bed and was like, my cousins is El Rukins. That was when it first sparked for me. Then it went to the lessons in the 120 and the 5% Nation where it's saying, did you not know that you were Muslim unless you blind ever done? So I'm saying, well, how are we saying we ain't Muslims? And right here saying, I said, oh, they talking about us over here as Moors. Okay, So all of that was blinded from me without having that extra Midwest science with it. You feel me? Right. So I'm not here to put it all together. I hate when niggas say, oh, he trying to mix it all in the pot. No, I lived and experienced it that way. Like I said, it was written for me. I ain't got it. The stories I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, I've been to this state, went over here. I should have teeth missing, bullet shot wounds, 20 baby mamas. So I feel like it was just meant for me to tell it this way. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
no doubt. I can't disagree with the last.
Because I go to the jungles. Now I ain't gonna act like I be going to Jim Gilliam Park speaking and no shit like that, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't doubt motherfuckers know who I am. They just know, like, a lot of people, bro, even a lot of so-called enemies, they really respect the fact that, I dedicate my life to uplifting people that chose our unfortunate path, whether they chose this color, that color, or whatever name it's under. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts. I was gonna ask you this now. I'm gonna name gangs. I just want you to tell me what's the biggest ones. Biggest Crips at 60s, right? No. Matter of fact, hold on. Before we even get into that excellent portion, was it the 8 trays and the Hoovers that got into it over like a coat at a football game or something, or was it the 60s and the 8 trays? You know what I'm talking about? The leather coat got.
Yeah, that was the because the 8 trays and 60s was a dice game. The football game thing, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the 60s and the Hoovers.
And that's how I started.
I think. That's what I read or some shit like that. That was like the 60s and the Hoovers story. As far as like talking to the 60s and the Hoovers, to be real with you, bro, they go back to the knowledge I gave you last time. That a lot of people probably gonna be like, what? I ain't heard about that. We big get into it with the Hoovers. Because remember, I told you, everybody likes to go straight to the 6 Souls and all of that. Remember, I told you, we the ones that they was really getting into it with real tough at first. Because this is the thing. My hood is one of the youngest hoods. It's not the youngest, but it's a young hood. And it's not because we weren't around. It's because my hood goes from where the jungles is all the way to that freeway I was telling you that divides the east side from the west side, meaning that we're kind of like in length, not in width, but in length, we're kind of like the whole west side. So we weren't that big at first. You gotta get what I'm saying? Like while during my lifetime, I watched us develop. So I say that to say, when I was born, the 4 tray Hoovers were on 43rd and Hoover on the other side of my hood. You see what I'm saying? So during those years while I was alive and shit, like that war was going on. So us not being as big, it was just like the neighborhoods, the naps, that they just, you kind of get what I'm saying? Like they were just against us altogether. Then you had the 9-0s. If I'm not mistaken, they used to be 9-0 Hoover or some shit like that because they was around that street or whatever. Like once that beef kicked off and they split, they was 9-0 with us, neighborhood. Not fuck with the Hoovers. So that division really had a lot to do with the Hoovers were really literally on Hoover Street throughout the whole entire South Central. So it's like as they start getting to it with the other Crips, it's just like the other Crips just start, you know what I mean? Like, are we, because Hoover's just that one street. So it's like, nigga, we ain't with the Hoovers. You know what I mean? So it was kind of slowly developing.
What you think about the homie 4X? Is he solid stamp? Or you be talking about accurate?
Hell yeah. No, he ain't lying. Everything he's saying is yeah. He been like that. He been like that. He been loud like that. I know it seemed crazy. I don't know why. I know you're probably thinking like, how is nigga like this even surviving in LA? I don't know. He was just the chosen one. He been like that, bro. I swear to God, bro. Like you would think like he getting the money now, he put it on. He been like that. He been like that, bro. What's up, bro? Hey, he been like that. And I don't even like, he been locked up so long and I was locked up so long. I don't even super like know him like we be big hanging together and all that. This is just like from phone conversations and shit like that. Like he been like that though.
Oh, okay. I thought prison probably messed him up a little bit. Not saying that he looked bad, but the way he
no, you talking about how loud he yelled or he been. Now I can say this though, he's a real LA gang member, meaning that it may have been like throughout juvenile hall in the county. You know what I'm saying? Like that could have been, but I know this for I first talked to 4Extras. I was incarcerated. That was like 10 years ago or some shit. Like he always been like that since I know him.
Okay, my excellent questions is I'm gonna name a gang and you tell me the biggest set out of all of them if you can. Crips, is it the 60s?
I would say it's between the 60s and the Grapes. I think a lot of people sleep on the Grapes because they not all on TV and shit. But I haven't been nowhere in America where it wasn't a Grape Street. I've been somewhere in America where it wasn't no 6
I'm talking about just particularly in California.
You want to hear something funny? It's not even a bunch of gangs like that, Cali, like you would think. It's certain cities. Like LA, the IE area, Sacramento, San Diego. You got like Central Coast, got like scattered cities that participate. Fresno, what's that shit? Stockton, shit like that. But next to Stockton, there'll be some other cities that don't. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like it's not how you even think it. But with all that being said, I can only speak for LA. That's why I said that. In LA, I don't know, bro. It's so fucking many. I would say 60s is the most popular for sure. Like, especially when put it like this. When I was growing up and I first saw this, I thought this meant 60s. I ain't like I found neighborhood. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like when I was growing up, they was starting to be on TV. They was always on Crenshaw. Like that's where I grew up on Crenshaw, basically. And when I got out of jail with the Nipsey thing, it's like this popularity that looms around them that makes them, you know what I mean? Like deeper than even they may be. Because the ones that are from there, they're like popular as fuck. You feel what I'm saying? But
so
I guess I was they're not the biggest as far as size of their hood. I'll tell you that. Like they may have the most eyes on them, the most like they may even have the most members.
Just membership.
Yeah, I say 60s, I guess. Yeah.
Bloods.
But even the Grapes, bro, they got like niggas all in Long Beach and shit. No, like you'd be surprised. So they call them green grapes. Like they got a lot of grapes. The Bloods. It's weird because they divide themselves up. So somebody could be like the Pirus, but it's like it's a bunch of different Piru hoods. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know, the Bounty Hunters or something like that. They got a whole project. Shit.
What about the next?
Oh man, they shit different, bro. They got worldwide shit like the 18 streets and the MSs and all that. They shit different. They shit different.
They hit it a little bit different on the streets.
They got like they shit not territorial like ours. Their shit is like cliques and shit. Their shit's a little different, bro. Like you could be from 18. They got 18th Street blocks and cliques all over LA, not just on 18th Street. Like, you get what I'm saying? So they shit different. Like the MSs, they all over the place. The Florencias, they on Florence, but they all over the place too. Like they shit a little different.
I hear the East Coast Crips to want to kick that beef off with the Mexicans like that.
They was beefing with the Mexicans directly real hard, but I'm gonna be dead ass with you. And I hate to sit up here and say this, but fuck it. I already went big on other interviews, so I might as well tell the truth. When I was growing up, bro, it wasn't no love for no Mexicans at all. So we could try to give them the shine like the East Coasters did it, bro. All niggas was tripping on Mexicans when I was growing up. In my hood, you couldn't even start a Mexican hood. Or we'll just run you up out of here. You couldn't even do it.
It's funny how those Mexicans, they be trying to be like racist, but like they on the bottom of the totem pole, like with us, bro. Like they be killing me like they think, but they're dressed like us. It's just like them Arabs. They're dressed like us, wear they hat backwards, double cup, wrap. But then,
I can say this though.
Right.
Throughout the years, especially with all the sex going on between Mexicans and black, it has been relationships formed, niggas is chilling and all that. But as far as the gang wars, I could tell you what I got to see my own 2 eyes. I saw the BPS get into it, the 18th streets, and then they turned around and got into it with the Gear Gangs who was over there, which is a Crip set. And they started beefing with Crips and Bloods. And then they started pushing Nigga Killer. But was it the whole 18s? No, it was that one clique. I saw the Longos pushing NK Nigga Killer at a certain period. So I've never seen no black say about Mexican Killer. It just be that hood they beefing with or whatever. So
do the gears still exist? I think I seen something about they got ran out of town.
No, they still exist. Shout out my nigga Av.
Oh,
yeah, they around. You talking about they actual block. So Gear Ave and Smiley Drive and all that, where they were mainly at, it's just a lot went down there. They're still around though. That's like the cool thing to say, oh, they got ran out of that, niggas that do their documentaries or whatever. But I'm actually outside. Like I see Gears every day. If you go to that area, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you real though, bro. I love the Gears. So it ain't nothing like how it used to be. I'm gonna just tell the truth. It is nothing. So I know where that, you get what I'm saying? I know where that comes from, that statement, because it's like, nigga, if we used to pull up and it was 80 niggas outside, now it's 4 or 5. Like, yeah, okay, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you some real shit though, bro. The Gears have a interesting history that it's not just the 18s that play a role into them not being as deep over there anymore. That area they were in got heavily gentrified, heavily, bro. It's called West LA. The whole West LA is like that. They're trying to play it off and throw it off from the Gears. The Marvins is going through that. The Playboy Gangsters is going through that. The Venice Shorelines is going through that. And the Schoolyards is going through that. Blueface Hood. They all getting like, that's an area where they're trying to put a lot of white people and Asians and different shit. It's not in the actual South Central. It's like right next. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bam. So it's almost like, what's the part of Detroit I want to say? Like, because y'all got a lot of sub cities too. I was surprised by that when I went out there. So like, because they understand like the sub city shit. Like it's like a West LA is LA, but it's like when you're crossing over to get towards like Venice and Santa Monica and all of that. So between the gentrification and the Mexicans, and don't forget, here's what Mexican gangs do that we don't do. They work with their people, meaning that they might beef with you and have their aunties and uncles moving in. See what I'm saying? We don't even think that far. So it's like once the war was over, it was even more Mexicans living over there.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just like if this block used to be majority black in Gears and now it's majority Mexican, it's a couple Gears later, like, yeah, that's how they're gonna look at it. Like, oh man, y'all shit got took. But it was just a whole multitude of things with them, really.
Bet it up. Crip Jesus, another one, bro.
Yes, sir. This was the one right here. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't expect it. My nigga got them questions, man. Hell yeah. Tap